everybody, and welcome to episode 4 of the Old Heads podcast. I would like to thank you all for the support you have shown so far, hopefully, still this far. Um, our guest today, he requested to be episode 4 because, well, his name is 4. So, we'll
How you
go
doing?
ahead and let you get a little introduction in about yourself.
All right. What's up, everybody? I'm Four. If y'all haven't heard of me, you either live under a rock, don't know how to use Discord, or you stumbled upon this video randomly on YouTube. In which case, come check us out. Our community is actually pretty lit. Um, I'm retired from playing now. Never gonna touch the game again. Like, I swear to you, if you see me in a game, it's because I'm being held hostage somewhere. But I do a lot of casting.
Okay, okay. Well, you used to be a player, correct? As you, just said, and then now you do casting. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Different man way back then, yeah.
Okay, so which way would you rather be remembered, through production or your player style? I don't know you as a player. I only know you as the caster. So
Well, my player style never really seen much glory. I've been to a couple finals, won a couple finals, but honestly, I'd rather go down with my casting because I got a feeling I've made a bigger mark on the community with that.
smart choice, smart choice.
We don't know, if like the mark is a good one, just a little blemish in the paint, or if it's like a skid mark because you forgot to wipe. But it's a mark on the community.
That it is. Okay, well let's jump in. Let's get a little ahead, but not too far. Cause now I'm kind of curious, cause I'm gonna split it kind of in two. But one, what got you into Siege and the comp scene, like as a player? Like what got you into the game originally?
Well, just getting into the game itself, I have to say my one buddy, we were sitting down in the trailer just dropped for Siege, and it was the coolest. It's going to be a COD killer. That's the games we grew up on, like COD, Halo, stuff like that. So a new FPS, dude, tactical shooter. It's like, man, that's gonna be awesome. I played a bunch of Tom Clancy games in the past, so I was like, yeah, this is gonna be cool. That's when they were still like classifying Siege as like Rainbow Six Patriots or whatever. Like this is before the Siege title was actually leaked. So I was just in love with how the game looked, but I never downloaded it, never played it until we pre-ordered, got it, but I wasn't great at it, so I didn't touch it very much until about Operation Health. I came in.
This guy right here, uh, man, you just bought it and just stared at it.
I didn't just stare at it. Like, we loaded up, play like one or two matches after school, get bored, and go play Destiny.
Oh, this guy right here. Destiny's a better game, ain't it? Yeah.
It is. It was.
But the first one, the second one, you can't. If you like the second one, you didn't play the first one. I don't care what nobody
I
says.
love both of them equally.
It's copy and paste. Come on, the first one was legendary in the same
Relax,
sense.
rookie. He don't mean nothing.
The
Besides,
second one has
now
its
that
own
it's
like it's
time,
its own
pays to be the
feel
strongest
to it
son.
though. It has a unique feel that's special to the game and makes it what it is.
Yeah, it does have that. So, what introduced you? So that introduced you to the game. What introduced you to comp, the console community comp scene?
Well, what kind of got me into the scene I was originally in, because I was a part of two different ones throughout my time in this game. The first one was the esport company. So I'm just sitting there, scrolling on my phone through Instagram, and then I went to Facebook, and then of course I'm not 90 years old, so I went back to Instagram, and I kept getting these ads for this thing. It was the esport company. I look into it, and oh my god, they're based out of Pennsylvania. That's where I'm from. So I was like, that's pretty cool. So I joined the community, and I find out there's teams literally stationed like in the city right next to me. There's teams stationed out of actually my entire area. Come to find out, the guy who owns it lives in my town. So like everything about that whole game community was based around this area. So I got in there. I met a bunch of really cool people. Um, I became part of the Johnstown Steel team because there's a lot of like all the team names were historical to what the towns were known for. Um, we won Division 1 our first season. Division 2 we won the second season. D1 we made it to finals, lost by like 2 rounds. Then the third season is when things kind of went downhill. We won Division 2 again, but the whole like community, imploded on itself because of management.
That's usually how it goes with companies or communities. Yeah.
Yeah, I was out of, I was done gaming at that point. Like this is like maybe it's halfway through senior year, maybe senior year's over. Like it's all a haze because of COVID back then. I might have even been working after school already, but the whole community's imploded, and I'm just online one night on my Xbox, bored. My buddies are all offline. My best friend's at his girl's house. I'm like, oh hey, Nedia R6 is on. That's sorrowful, as you guys know him today. So I jump in his party right as they're in the middle of a competitive game. Like they were playing.
This
It
guy.
was the old double O days. So that's how long ago this was. And they're in a match. I think one shot was there. Maybe Corn. Maybe L1. Maybe Icy. There was a bunch of the old heads that we all know and love. So I hung out with them, and next thing I know, I've just wrapped myself up in this scene. Started getting into the discords, and that's where we ended up at today.
Okay. Okay, that's a little so you were in it twice.
Two different communities, yeah.
Two different communities. It's kind of interesting to say the least. So you'll say sorrow introduced you into the 004 you are today.
Yeah, yeah. I got started to thank for that. He's the one who kind of it started as, hey man, just come hang out. We can chat and see. I haven't talked to you in forever.
So you
So we played
literally,
some
yeah,
games.
you've literally been in
What?
double. I said you've been in 00 since the very beginning, essentially.
I mean, I'm not one of the founders of it.
No,
He
but
is. Him and Ownbox. Ownbox is part of the original community. Star is part of the original community that I started in the tech one. They all birthed into what we know as Double O today, and then that all like the scissors guys, all those that whole community there is what we are now.
man, so how long you been around, man? You unk status for real over here.
17, 18, somewhere in there.
I was changing diapers. I'm just kidding. I was in diapers at 17, 18. I'm joking. I don't even know if I was playing Siege in 2017. If I was, no. Oh, I don't know where I was. That might have been my comp scene for Fortnite and Apex. I'm not sure where I was in 2017. It was before one of my good real life friends died, so it wasn't Siege necessarily. But okay,
Yeah,
so since your second reintroduction, so you pretty much like not found it, but you've been with Double O for your whole entire career, you could say, since your second rejoining.
yeah.
Loyal
Running
man,
steady with them.
loyal man right here. This man is loyal. Not
I do
any of these
co-own it now.
listeners. Yeah, none of these listeners can say that, man. Some of these guys switch more than women switch clothes. Good lord.
I believe Katy Perry has a song about that.
She probably does.
Yeah, Hot and Cold. I think that's Katy Perry.
Hot in your
But yeah,
biggest.
I've been around here since maybe 20. I like in this community now since 2020, maybe 21, 22, somewhere with like that 3 year range somewhere. Because again, this is all like peak COVID, so everything is just running together. I remember the moments, but it's all just one solid like continuous line of it. What year it was, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, peak COVID would have been 2019, 2020.
It
I,
was somewhere in there, yeah.
yeah, I remember them tough days I survived. But okay, so when you came into, we'll say the second time, we won't talk much about the four because I'm sure, or the first time because I'm sure it's not much and kind of obsolete now. Whereas most people want to know what really formed and started would be, I'm assuming, when you came into Double O, like scissors and all that came up to be. So what were the memorable like leagues back then?
Back there, I mean, there was a Hyper Series Ignite. I mean, there was main Hyper Series going, but Ignite was for us, like the lower tier teams who wanted to make Hyper Series one day. I remember playing a lot of games for that. There was a lot of games for like Lunar League.
Wait, hold on.
We
I want to
played a
interrupt one
couple games for Jaeger.
interrupt for 1 second. For people who don't know what Hyper Series, like myself, I've heard it mentioned a lot. What was Hyper Series?
Um, at that time, it was kind of like the Premier League that be in. It was the closest thing we have to console or like to competitive like pro league environments on console, And honestly, I would probably still put it as probably like the closest that we have. They gave you set play days, they gave you a ton of overlays, graphics, amazing quality casters, and their production was through the roof. It's everything like that first community. I know you said we're not talking about back then, but that first tech community is what Hyper Series felt like. Like for all you guys who knew Hyper, that's what the original tech group was like. And I know my tech boys out there, Cheribo. I just talked to you the other day. Cheribo's gonna know what I'm talking about. But that
Mm.
was those old days. You know, that's what Hyper Series felt like to me. So it was like going home. It felt great to like try to compete to want to be there.
Okay, because yeah, I've heard it talked about quite a little bit, especially since the first episode dropped. I've been hearing people try to like remember, throw back on it, and I was like, it didn't sound like a normal league. Like even with the name, it sounds like interesting, like its own standstill.
Oh, dude, it was honest to God, it was awesome. Like, I don't want to say it was the drama league, but like, you know how Scissors League it never stops talking, it never goes dead.
Yeah.
That's what Hyper Series was.
Okay.
The league was constantly active, and like I said, with there being set play days, it guaranteed there was always a caster on it.
That would actually be smart. It's a pain now to do because, like you said, there's well, I've heard there were a lot of leagues back then too, but it sounds like it was a little better choreographed. But set play
There's
days is
more garbage tier leagues now than there was back then.
yeah.
Now there's a lot more like also really good leagues, but a lot more trash like small leagues. Back then there was mainly Hyper Series, Lunar, Jaeger. I think Scissors was starting around. There was oh, we actually Double O took the league, and I'm trying to remember what it was called. Might have been like Synergy
That's ironic. Spe-
or
Speaking of Lunar, they're actually still active and going into their what 14th season,
13th season, I believe,
13th.
under Nexus now,
Yeah,
as Tsunamic gave up ownership.
but it's still going, which is crazy. 13 seasons. I, is that longer than Scissors League or no?
Yeah, I believe so.
I say because I think the next highest I only know is like within the eight, like 7 or 8. I think. Don't quote me on it, but really, Scissors and Lunar are the only OG leagues left because the Wild Boys Free League died. Um, I think that was the only one left standing. Well, Kyanite, I don't know. No, Kyanite's on 8, ain't they? 8 seasons.
I was about to say the other thing, too, is like Double O League. Finally, we're not done with it. We're still here, but we are slowing it down. You know, we're taking a season off to try and help build Lunar back up.
Okay, that's good. That's good right there. Lunar could use it. It's an OG league. I'd hate to see it go. Oh, you mentioned Jaeger League. I've heard that brought up just as about as much as Hyper Series. Was that like a special league too?
That was Bogo's league. Y'all, everybody who's watching this knows who Bogo is. That was the one he ran. I mean, we still want it to come back, but he doesn't want to do league stuff anymore.
That's 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 a connected man now. I'll say that as far as
Very
the
well connected.
community goes. So that's why it was so big. It was his league. So that's where he started. I'm assuming would be Jaeger League.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So Hyper Series and Jaeger seem to be the more desirable ones back then, as far as what I've heard. They're the two most common names.
Synergy. Yeah, that I found the name of it. It was Synergy League. It was ran by Merc. I don't know what happened to Merc, guys. I used to talk to him all the time.
The Merc cleared.
He was having some health issues. He was I believe cancer. I hope he's still kicking, but last I talked to him, it wasn't great. But that was the league, I remember.
Hate to see it. Hate to see it. Okay.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
Yeah. Well, let's get off the sad stuff. Off the sad stuff.
Off the sad stuff for now.
Were there any memorable rivalries that you remember, like orgs, teams, players?
I mean, really back then, the orgs didn't screw with each other as much as they do now. Like all the orgs were big, but they didn't see each other as competition. They just said like, they didn't interfere. It wasn't, oh, I'm repping my org, I got to do great. You were still, I'm here repping No Mercy or I'm here repping Jaegerist. It was I'm here to rep my team, and we're gonna do the best we can be for ourselves. Like the org was nothing more than just a sponsorship, to help pay you in. Now being an org means you're part of that clique, you're part of that group, and I got a feeling that's kind of starting to be the downfall of what we're seeing in today's community.
Oh,
Like people don't want to cross those org boundaries.
yeah, it's more trying to be too official too quick, in my opinion. But we'll come back to that. But
Oh yeah,
what about like team rivalries? Were there any good team matchup rivalries? Was always
I
a
mean
good game when they played.
anybody Jaegerist played always turned out good. CC or Color Coded was starting to come onto the scene then. Code Black was on the scene back then. A lot of the No Mercy teams were really good. They I don't remember quite off the top of my head some of the names. There was I know like Vendetta.
Memory loss
Um,
kicking in, huh?
oh man, no, it's not that there's memory loss. It's that I wasn't quite as like diehard into it as I am now. Like right now, I can go through and name 40 teams. Back then, I can name the winners. But
Okay.
I just know every finals was Jaegerist until 5.2 came around. And then 5.2 just went on this insane, just Linsanity run.
Oh, stretcher. Oh man. T still around. CC still here today. 5.2 still here today. Neon still here today. Still got some of them here.
Neon were the top dogs of Hyper Series back then too.
They're
I
fun
actually
to watch play.
I had the pleasure. I mean, they're not going to remember who I am, but when we were in Atlanta for the major down there, we're sitting there looking, and I'm like, dude, those are Hyper Series jerseys. Like, because me and Sorrow went down together. He goes, yeah, they are. We're sitting there looking, dude. It's like Watson. It was it Bedmite or something. Like there was a couple of the old Miami Neon guys just chilling, walking through there. So that was pretty cool.
That
And then
is
like
cool.
on the topic of that, that's I ran into is where it is. I ran into a fan down there.
A fan of like Hyper Series?
No, a fan of me.
A fan of you? As a player.
So
This is your player days.
no, this
Oh.
I'm long gone from player.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This is caster days.
I was about to say, ain't no way.
But I'm sitting there looking, and I see this kid in a jersey. I'm like, dude, that's the Indiana Warhawks jersey. The Warhawks again. That's the first tech community I was part of. I was like, I know that jersey. I was gonna steal one from the office when I was at the tech headquarters to bring down because the jersey just looked that good, and I was given permission. So stealing it's not the right word. I just wasn't given permission to take the one I wanted to take. They were gonna give me one. But I was sitting there looking. I'm like, dude, I know that jersey. So I yelled over, yo, hey Warhawk, because I seen the jersey. Kid comes walking over. He goes, what? I'm like, what? Who are you? And he tells me, I want to say it was Joe. I think it's Joe the Potato or something like that. I'm like, dude. He goes, what? I said, there's no way that's who you are. Like, yeah. What do you mean? I spun around because I had my 4 jersey on that had the Johnstown Steel logos on it. He goes, oh my god. And this kid starts freaking out. He goes, dude, I know you. I used to love watching your team play. Like, you guys up there, you were the dominant ones. You guys showed everybody who was boss. It was just, it felt cool to me. Like, I know I wasn't the main player on this team. That was Penguin. That was Basic. That, Spills was really good. I was just the hard support, soft support. But that recognition, as soon as he seen the logos and it clicked, and his face just went, oh my god.
I,
It felt amazing.
I bet. So, would you say like, we'll say back maybe like a Hyper Series since it seems to be the peak of the peak. Yeah, we'll even say Jaeger's League or whatever. Was there a
Jaeger
match?
League.
Yep. Well, I guess one's the team, one's the league.
Spelled 2 different ways as well.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Jaeger League is spelled like the operator.
Okay. Oh, Jaeger is spelled with a Y.
Yeah,
Yeagee. Yeah, okay. I've seen that somewhere. I don't know where. I think somebody was talking about it. But anyways, is there a specific match that you just don't forget?
I mean, it's one that haunts me from like watching then.
What would that
It
be?
was, I believe, one of the early Scissors League finals. Jaegerists were playing in it. It might have been Code Black they were against, but it was just round for round. They were looking hurt. They'd bring it back. They'd look hurt again. I think it went like maybe 5 maps or maybe 4 maps, but it was just a heartbreaking game to watch.
That sounds like a slugfest. To go 5 maps, that's a slugfest right there.
Dude, Jaegerists back in the days were just absolute sluggers. They could go blow to blow with any team, but it sucked because they should have dog walked the entire scene. Like, not to be rude to the teams we have now, like the teams that are in the scene right now are stellar. With I think Obey is probably one of the hardest ones to beat. But the teams from back then could put these dudes on leashes and walk them up the street.
Well, that's the thing. We'll get into it a little later with that little scene now segment. But it just, I want to go ahead and jump on it. That's just the thing of like now you got better gunners, but they got no brain in my eyes. So it's like back then, like the gunny, the high sense wasn't always necessarily there, but like Siege just in general back then was way more brain because you had less ops, you had less ways to do things, so you couldn't really rely on the wild, stupid gunny plays. You actually had to. It was stuff was expected back when you could make a bullet hole in the wall, man. I don't know if you remember that. You could shoot a little hole and you get shot through like 3 rooms away.
Do I
Man.
remember that? Bro, the first time I met my best friend Carter, well, as I just said, his name was Spills, but I know him as Carter because we've hung out a dozen times IRL. I punched him in the arm as hard as I could and left a bruise because he used to bullet hole me every time we'd 1v1. Every time.
Oh, those are the glory days. But yeah, that game, going 5 maps, like even today, like especially if those maps go to OT and it's like infinite OT, which I couldn't do. Like that's you're talking at least 5 hours, man, at
Oh, dude,
least.
I think it was like a 6 hour stream or something
Like
because there was hand cam breaks and they were taking breaks between maps. Like, not a break between maps, but like, 5 minutes, use this, go get a drink, go to the bathroom.
yeah,
So there was some time in between, but that's still not enough to cool down off a game.
that stuff's exhausting, man. I was just watching one go like 4 maps or 3 maps is like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it's like they're not blowouts. Like a siege match is minimum. That's not 7-0. Like a decent siege match is a minimum of like 40 minutes.
I was about to say if it's not a 7-0, a 7-0 is 30-35 minutes tops. A good match is anywhere from 45 to an hour 10.
Hmm.
If it's overtime, you're looking at least an hour 30.
Okay, a little trip down memory lane there, but I'm more curious in the current for now. Like as far as what got you into casting. Like I guess not really current, but you're now a caster, no player. What triggered you to be like, I want to cast, I want to do this, that, whatever.
Well, the fact that I'm horrible at the game played a major factor into this. But in reality, a lot of it had to do with the fact that I want to stay a part of this community. I love this community. Like, even the people I don't like I'm not going to say Alto, because I like Alto. He's a great, not a great, he's a good player. He's a decent guy. We have our differences, we have our beefs, but at the same day, I still like, bro. If you want to sit down and play a game, sure. Like, I'm not going to hate you. That's what makes this community special. Is there is no real, I hate you, I can't stand you, I'm never going to talk to you. Like Wild Boys, I beefed with Brian so much. There's a long history behind that. But at the same time, he'll still hit me up of, hey man, I'm working on this. Can you read it over for me? Hey man, I'm working on like personal projects of his that I'm not going to talk about because I don't know if he wants to discuss them yet. Can you read the first little bit and give me some input? Like, there's no outright hate to this community. Like, sure, I'm gonna disrespect you, I'm gonna dislike you, I'm gonna call you every word I can, but we're still gonna be friends. We're still gonna like mess with each other. It's still gonna be a good time while we're here.
So essentially, you came into casting because you can't play.
Well,
Respectfully.
I've also always liked casting. It's just it fits me more because I love to talk instead of hearing me out for hours on end.
Okay, okay. Now, yeah, I will say, like, I give respect. A lot of people like overlook casting, but like, I won't be 100 with you, especially if you're on like a pro league level or like you're getting there. It's like casting is, to me, is just as hard as being like a bolo at the game. Being a great caster is just as hard as being like prime bolo. Eh,
To do my overlays right, like let's say I don't have any logos for teams, I just get invited to a match chat. It usually takes me probably a good hour to hour and a half to make the stream look presentable.
Yeah, not
If
even.
you want
Yeah.
perfect, give me at least 3 days because I can go and get my own. Like I'll make graphics or I'll have graphics sent to me. So like a perfect stream is at least 3, maybe 4 days in prep, and that's assuming I don't have to use the same overlay files because Streamlabs the way it works, I have one overlay file set, and I just use it for all my stuff. I just pick and play as I want to. To do it perfect, I need 3 days without being able to use that overlay file. So it rarely happens.
Shit, production aside, just narrating the game is difficult. I mean, because well, a great caster knows who's playing the game, knows all 10 players, knows a general synopsis of their stats, of how they play. They know the team. They know like the foundation. Like they know. It's like I don't know like pro league wise if they study. I've never talked to like a professional one if they do like quick fact studies and whatnot before games. And I'm sure some of it comes with overtime and you remember, but it's like great casters, they know how this player plays and they'll call it out. They know like, oh, well, this team normally does this push together. It's like remembering all that brain retention is gotta be difficult.
It honestly, it can be, especially whenever players like rosters like to swap a lot. Like I'll use this as an example. I used to cast the old Void team, like every day. Serious, like honest to God, every single cast I did for like 3 months straight was for Void. Void or Oasis. I stuck with those two because those teams were both full of my friends. So I would bounce back and forth and back and forth. I got to know the players so well. Then as Void started to evolve, because Void went through a weird transition period where Pickles took it from just his friend stack to a serious, like hard to mess with team. So trying to follow that transition and knowing how the game was played by them to how it's being played now, it was so hard on my head for a while to get used to it.
I think team swap rosters now in this new era than ever. Like, I gave up trying to keep up with it. Like I said, I got a knack. Like, I don't think I would ever be a great caster. Like, to me, as far as console scene goes, like, you're probably number one for me.
My
Um,
heart.
yeah, no.
No, that's a heart attack. Never
Yeah,
mind.
I haven't seen some of the new guys. Like, I haven't seen Cards cast. But, I mean, like,
See,
I don't know
I
how.
have a lot of faith in him.
Yeah, I haven't
I
seen him
hope he
cast.
does good.
But he seems intelligible. I haven't seen Artie cast. Not really. I haven't seen much of him. I don't know. He's just an interesting person. I don't really vibe with so far. I don't know. Not gonna really get into that. You know, Seno's slightly overrated to me. Just my opinion. Seems like a great guy though. I'm not sure. Haven't ever talked to him, so I'm not gonna really hate on a man's downfall or pray on it.
For
Whatever.
me, my issue with a lot of the casters, like some of these new gen guys coming in, like Cards, yeah, he's one of the ones I'm really enjoying talking to. Next is starting to come into casting scene, enjoy talking to them. But they're actually part of the community. They were here for a while before they got started. They watched everything, evolve before they got started. They didn't just come in and immediately dive into it and try to, do it. And that's why I show a lot of respect to them because they are part of this community. They're doing it to be part of the community. They're doing it for the community. They're not here just for a paycheck. That to me is the main difference between, like Cards and Sinnoh. I got a ton of faith in Cards. Don't get me wrong, Sinnoh's doing great for himself. Decent cast, like the guy. He's getting some opportunities with other leagues and PC leagues. But what I throw all the money to Cards for, I'd bet on Cards 10 times out of 10 because he wants to be part of the community. He wants to talk to all the players. He's taking the effort to try and make a show and stuff like that. Like he's putting forth just so much because he wants to be here, and he's not doing it for money. And that's the biggest difference maker. Like I make the joke all the time, casting pays better. Truthfully speaking, I'm not paid by any leagues. Like maybe like back in the day, Q shows would throw me $20 here. Thanks for doing a playoffs best of 3, or thanks for doing finals. Scissor, he used to do the same of here's $20. Thanks for casting all through playoffs for me. It wasn't life-changing money. It wasn't sustainable money. It was, hey man, thanks. You bought me 2 sheets, hot dogs, and a 6-pack for tonight.
Hell yeah.
But like, I mean, Twitch does give some money. I get $50, usually 50 a month. I get some sponsorship deals here and there, but it's not amazing money. So, to just be here because I want money. I'm going to charge 15 a game. I'm going to charge 10 a game. It's like, why? Just go somewhere else then. Don't take advantage of this community, because to me, that's how I see it. You're taking advantage of the community. Like, I know Scissor was paying out of pocket for casters. I know Kushos were paying out of pockets for casters. Like, why are you charging these people to be doing something that, should be free because you want to be here? Don't get me wrong, a couple bucks is nice, but it's $10, dude. Get over yourself. You're not worth $10. Just do it because it's what you should be doing.
I get that, especially in a scene that's not gonna really like the console seeds comp scene isn't really gonna rake money like that. So it's like,
It doesn't. Leagues don't make anything.
That's why, like, I agree. Somebody once told me before, like, pay per game stuff has ruined the scene in general, which I agree with. Like, just paying in general for, it's like when there's no monetary gain or benefit for anybody but the players. Like, personally, I don't agree with pay per game. Say what you want. If I'm a player and I'm a good team, great team, of course I'm gonna
take
vouch
advantage
for it.
of it.
Yeah, of course. You'd be stupid not to. But it's like when you're not the one having to pay your entry, you're not the one having to pay you're not the one that gets much benefit from winning the league. It's like it's a whole different outlook on life, and I'm pretty sure you can see it. And maybe like when you were a player, it's like, oh, it's a great idea, but a lot of people can't flip the switch and see both sides of the story.
When I started as a player, dude, the whole talk like in tech was, oh man, they could start paying us, because tech was actually raking in money. Like, I hate to be this guy. I seen posters in, like, because I went to their headquarters office because I was tight with the owners. As soon as I realized who they were, again, we grew up in the same, we live in the same town still. I see them almost daily. I was in their office and I seen the money on, like, the writing on the walls, because they had a board up there, whiteboard to mark with, of how much they were making off jersey sales, how much they're making off sponsorship deals, and like, I'm like, oh my god, there's a ton of money here. And that's when they were all about, yeah, we're gonna be paying our GMs, because each team had its GM, because there was 6 or 7 teams for different games under each GM. So they were gonna pay the GMs. The GMs would then pay the team captains. The team captain would disperse funds to the team as needed. So that was the coolest thing ever to me. Sitting where I'm at now with Double O, after like all the money goes into buying entries, there's no money there. We're throwing hundreds of dollars into entry fees for people, and it just there's no money to be made.
And it's like not all of us are essentially made of money, come up from money. So it's like we just do it. So like I do a lot of it just for the passion of the community. Like, do I really
That's why
want
I'm
to?
here.
Yeah, no, I don't want to. But it's like it doesn't kill me. But then it's like when you got 10 teams coming at you, man. When you had leagues like Scissors and Champions, 5 teams is $125 a piece for both leagues. So now that's $250, and it's like at most, at most. Which now, if unless there's a sponsor in the league, like I think Scissors got one, there's
Yeah,
$1,000.
Scissors has a sponsor.
Yeah, so if you essentially have a percentage worked out, which most of the time is low unless the team gets paid per game, it's like you're not really gonna see that money back, and you might just break even. That's about it. But that's saying you win that league necessarily every time, and you don't gain teams, lose teams, whatever.
I was like looking here, I don't want to just out all my business here, but for a couple of teams into SSL, and then most of my teams into Champions, and mind you, I still have more teams going into SSL and more teams paying into Champions as we speak. Like, I'm getting DMs to pay for Champions League because the team got bumped up. I'm probably close to like almost $400 into it. Which, yeah, that's not a ton of money. Don't get me wrong. $400 though. That's money, dude. That's a couple. That's a couple days' work.
Custom teams, you could afford better production.
If I got paid for half the production work I do, my production budget wouldn't be a pack of crackers with some ants in it.
Oh, whoa, easy, buddy. Easy. We struggling together, okay? Okay. Anyway.
I'm saying, my work is grade A. I'm working with some literal crackers in ants on the crackers.
I'm a grade A coworker. Let's see.
Bro won't even buy me dinner after he puts me on a table and F's me. That's just how sad this
Oh,
is.
shut up. I'm just keeping you hostage. But so yeah, so it's like I believe all the money being thrown around is kind of like because so I come from a couple games of console comp. Like I come from early COD days, like console, like nothing like phase clan status,
Yeah,
of course. But I come from some lower grade teams. Like there was a clan called I think it was Loss. I might be wrong. If anybody knows it, there's a few. I was a part of quite a few in the quick scoping community, and then just like the comp. But it's like there was little to no money. Like we all did it because we loved the game. We loved having
yeah,
fun. We loved doing this, and it's like bringing money in just kind of ruins things because it creates that expectation. And then on top of that, it's why I don't really agree with like streamers and stuff. I don't have an issue with them by any means. Get your bread. But you got all these people that throw their life into that thinking they're going to be that one that's making $1 million a month. It's like that's like you got to be right time, right place to even get that. And then you throw it into the scene alone and it's like then it's like it just creates that expectation of well this team gets paid okay well yeah this team's won 27 leagues what have you won like I've run into instances like that and it becomes rather annoying and just it just seems repetitive after a while like you got D2 teams wanting paid entries and pay per game.
yeah. We've been telling a couple of them like who've DM'd us just don't even bother. You can come rep the name. We just can't pay an entry for you because you haven't won. Like that's been one of the biggest things we've been telling people. If you win a league, it's no issue. Yeah, I can afford to throw 15 into another, D2 level league for you. But now there's a lot of them coming in just demanding money. It's like you're not going to win a game in SSL. Why are you signing up? You know?
Oh, I get it. But so on another stance, you're like assuming you're gonna be one of our first really kind of non-players that we're doing this interview
I was a
series.
player.
Well, yeah, but not for
Up
long.
yours, pal.
And well, then when you were a player, it was like a whole different. I don't know if a lot of people were involved in that in the current scene.
Well, back then we had 2 sticks and a rock, and we had to share the rock.
Yeah, it's pretty much. But like as far as since you've been casting for the longest time, do you have any like personal accomplishments you've achieved throughout the casting? Like just anything in general? You can't really do player
Well,
accomplishments or none. 'Cause, I mean, you did say you
you can still,
you
you
won a league,
still
didn't you?
could.
Yeah.
I won 2.
Yeah. So I guess you won 2 leagues.
I made
My
double O
bad.
finals more times than I can count, and we disband at the door every time.
My bad. Let me let you have your flowers. My bad, man. My bad.
But no, as for like accomplishments through Twitch, I think my first 100 viewer game, I was actively shaking. Like I had to turn my face cam. No, I had my face cam on, but I had to like keep my hands low because they were shaking that bad, dude. 100 viewers was just insane. Like it was a tear breaking moment.
I get hyped at like 20 plus, like 30. I'm like, ooh, man, we up
I
there.
get 20, I'm hyped. Yeah, like
I could have.
don't get me wrong. Like this community's awesome. They just don't show up. So 20 viewers is awesome.
Well, that's where I hope when some of this like more community engagement starts coming. I feel like I've strayed from that because it's like I say, even when I was like, I hate to go back to, it, but like older comp, like even Fortnite, it's like, dude, you would get like views are easier. Like people loved it.
Yeah,
They had the
people showed
passion.
up.
Yeah. Nowadays, everybody just treats it like a job, and it's not.
Yeah, they just clock in, play their game, and leave. But no, I was already Twitch affiliate when I came in, but my first sub was awesome. It was Sorrow. He was just my boy. Threw me a sub, and dude, it was like one of those moments of, oh my god, that just happened. That's cool. But
The W.
it was I think a finals game for Double O League. I might have even had Revan on casting with me, and somebody came in. It might have been Brian. I think him and someone else started just throwing money to each other. Like, if you're gonna sub, I'm subbing. If you're gifting, I'm gifting. Dude, I ended that night with like 17 gifted subs. They're not worth as much as normal sub, but it's still like, oh my god, like
It's still something you only see like the high level people deal
that was
with.
$30, like right there, $30.
That's
Twitch does payout increments of 50s. So from that point on, I was just grinding, like head down. I gotta just keep, praying people sub. I'm not getting it. It is what it is. I mean those first couple were awesome. I got a couple streams after with a sub here and there. Just it wasn't consistent. But then I noticed the monetization check, like money, of the ad revenue. And my community, thankfully, they're amazing people. They do come hang out, they come watch. It helps build that advertisement money up. I don't run ads. Like, I don't force ads onto people. I have them running at 3 an hour because that is the bare minimum you can do on Twitch to still be in the upper bracket of payment.
That's good.
So, yeah, in doing that, I'm just trying to keep my ads low, money up.
Hey.
But I got my first check from Twitch, dude. And I seriously, I took a picture of it and sent it to my mom and dad and said, I finally, like, made something out of all those years of playing games. It was $50, but I finally made something.
Hey, that's what's up. I mean, you got both sides of accomplishments. Then, to be fair, you got some cash, you got some Twitch accomplishments. 100 views. I mean, I don't care what nobody says. That's huge. I mean, people can doubt it, but the people that are doubting it, I guarantee you've never even tried streaming or haven't even hit more than 10 consistent.
Yeah, because that's the other thing too is, I'll hit that, bro. You can't even get your IRLs to watch. Like, I can't. None of my IRLs will come watch me anymore. I have a couple, like my buddy Caleb. He stops in once in a while. My coworker Danny stops in once in a while. Like Corey, all a couple of my IRLs in that group, they all come around once in a while. But for the most part, my entire online engagement is with people in this community now, and it feels awesome because I average like the 13 a game.
That's
Each
big
game
numbers,
I make
yeah.
50
In
cents.
today's community, that's big numbers. I think that one
Oh yeah,
finals game you got like 30, almost 40 for a
yeah.
little bit. It held, but so like I said, you won 2 leagues and you got some casting it, like little personal achievements. So I mean, that's pretty cool. You still won
Those
leagues,
weren't
which
even
is
the biggest ones.
yeah, you still won leagues, and that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
But no,
pretty well decorated. One more than me. I ain't won a league. Well, I've won one, but I'm
biggest
not gonna
achievement
count it.
though would have to be my first sponsorship deal.
Oh, who was that? Was that during your casting, or was that like personal stuff?
You heard from Gunny?
That was during. It was actually just, dude, literally like. I mean, I can't say time of recording this, but probably like March, April, somewhere in there. I partnered up, using some connections I gained throughout the time and some online resources I had available to me, and I got my first actual brand deal. And dude, we made money hand over fist with that. Like, we didn't abuse it by any means. I just had that many like good loyal friends that we used the system the way it's supposed to be used, and it felt awesome.
Hey, congratulations to that, man. That's
Mm-hmm.
huge, man. That's a step in the positive direction.
I mean, all of that money got invested back into the community, but
But okay,
I.
as we're both a little limited on time today, we do
Oh
gotta.
no, I already told him I'm not making map one.
Oh, okay, that's good then. We'll keep going. Okay, because I was about to say we're gonna jump into some other topics, but these might get a little talky. But like I said, you well decorated. I mean, I don't care what nobody says. They can't take the 2 league wins away from you, and then that you have like you were affiliate status. You've gotten a paycheck from Twitch. I mean, say what you say, that's still an achievement to me.
Ain't a job
So,
you want to rush.
and then your brand or your sponsorship, that's still going, right? That's that little game thing you have in your chat, right?
Yeah, I'm on to my second sponsorship now. That's that match 3 game that pops up.
Big money, man. Big money.
I'm not making jack on this one.
That was okay.
The game is
my
not quite
bad.
as fun as the last game was.
Humble yourself, my bad. Excuse me for tooting you up
Yeah.
a little bit. My
Let me
bad.
knock myself down a peg or two.
Hey,
I know where I
hey,
belong.
piece of shit.
I belong
Sorry
down
ass.
with the nobodies. I belong with the nobody crowd.
The no
I don't want
ones.
to be somebody.
The no ones, but got
Man,
it.
I'm gonna leave this Discord call.
Okay, don't do that. We need to finish this. Wow, bro, actually left.
Alright, I'm back.
And he's back.
Out of that ass.
Oh,
I'm back.
Did you just hit me with a board?
Maybe. Well, that's part of it's my join sound.
Oh, that's gay. I didn't know
Wow.
they made those.
Yeah.
So you've already answered it. You do help run and lead Double O. You did the league and the org, right? Both of them?
Well, for the most part, I try to avoid the league, but the org is where I tend to. I told Saro just, I know you have your part in it, by all means. I said, but I want to be I like being the point of contact. I like being the number one guy to talk to. I hate it, but it's just the most, good thing I can do.
But
It helps promote us well. I use my charm and charisma to try and talk people in.
oh, well, I hate it too. Don't get me wrong. I can't stand the shit. But at the same time, I
Yeah.
feel like something might go awry if I'm like it's a control thing for me sometimes, not in a negative way. I just feel like I'm better versed in situation handling than my others. So I like to make sure that if something goes wrong, I know what went wrong and I know if it was something I said or not.
See, I'm a sweet talker. You know,
Oh, you buttered
I could
me
talk a
up.
blind man into sunglasses
Yeah, I'm sure you
or
can.
reading glasses.
We'll test that
I
one
could
day.
talk a deaf man into headphones. I'm a sweet talker.
Okay, well have you learned anything about helping run the org? Like any personal skills, anything in general?
Yeah, money management. If you have it, avoid running an org. If you don't have it, avoid running an org.
Should have told me that a while ago.
I tried. You didn't listen.
It's actually Stretch's fault. He kept saying something. I was like, you know what? Screw it. And it's not. It's actually mine hasn't been too bad because I do not say yes to everybody. But
See, that's
I try to be as nice as I can be because I want to say yes. But man, sometimes when they're only asking for 2 entries and those 2 entries are SSL and champions, it's like Jesus, that's
oh yeah, dude,
75.
we had like 3 teams come to us that were requesting. Oh, we want to join. It's like okay, well, like I accept. You know, you guys are pretty good. Like Monarchs was one of them, or a Synergy, not Monarchs, Synergy. So like yeah, sure, we brought them in. Then immediately it went from hey, just pay our two to just pay our SSL and our champions. It's like whoa. When you said 2 leagues, I was expecting like Lunar paid and like Akusho paid. You know, maybe $30 in total.
Yeah,
You're asking
no,
me to dump close to $70 into you.
yeah,
That's not happening.
yeah, never the cheap leagues.
Nah, dude, nobody wants paid into those. I'm done paying. I already told like one of our most recent teams to join us. I told them already. I am not paying into SSL. I will not pay into champions. Like you find me 2 other leagues you want in, I can get you covered, no issue.
I will say,
I'm just done giving money to Scissor and I'm done giving money to Vizsla.
yeah, yeah, trust me. Yeah. But I will say at the same time, like I feel like if a team came to me and like I felt like they had a chance to go all the way, I might reconsider. But you know,
Oh yeah,
a team like
that's the teams we invested in. We believe in.
yeah, not to hate on them, but like you know, Monarchs for instance, it's like they're not a bad team by any means, but it's like you're not winning champions. Like I'm not saying don't strive for it, but let's be real.
See, they might not have the potential to win it, but they will take the name and push as far as they can. And that's to me, that's like a lot of that heart and dedication is what I look for. Like I prefer loyalty. Like look at Void. They've been loyal to us for ages. They shouldn't be. I don't want to say that in a rude way. We don't deserve them. They deserve the world, and I try to give it to them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, I do my best by them. They do their best by me, and that's why I love those guys. Because let's say they make playoffs, they make semifinals, they still did amazing by the brand, so they're worth the entry. You know, let's say CC when they were under Double O, they go on to win the league. We still have made our mark there because we had a team win it, and we had like 3 or 4 teams make playoffs.
No, see, playoffs is another huge thing. Like even then, I feel like you accomplished something. Like if you don't make
Exactly.
playoffs like 2 or 3 times, it's like what am I paying this $40 for? You can't even at least make playoffs once. But yes, I
Yeah,
do
no,
agree
I feel that.
with the money over loyalty over money. I'm a huge loyalty person. Like, one of my guilty habits is like I'll give, and then I have to step back and be like, well, man, they ain't done nothing for me. They ain't done shit for
That's
me. Yeah,
something I like. I break my wall myself into. Like all my teams so far, I haven't had that talk with yet. Like they've all been at least competing to what I will hold them to. So far, I've been happy. If someone because we have not a strict set of like what we expect out of people, but we do expect don't forfeit, show up, do well. Like you have to maintain positive winning records before we have to sit down and have a talk. And thank God, so far my eyes have been correct on picking teams.
all right, it's a tough one, but it
Oh
happens.
yeah,
But before I got one more question before we get into like the little hot take opinion scene and then the fun scene, because I'm honestly kind of curious because I kind of got an answer for it myself, even though you're reaching out about me. But have you like since your time being necessarily in the siege comp scene for console in general, has it taught you anything? Not even just personally related, because for me, I feel like I'm a decent leader and can be, but I feel like just seeing how people do it, interacting with the several different personalities and characters of people, like I feel like it has better honed me to deal with situations in actual life better, just because a lot of these people are young, ego heads, they're difficult, and so it's like I feel like I've learned better like charismatic and persona skills. So I was like, has that, any of that come to you since being in the league?
I mean, yeah, I'll agree. I've become, a better salesman is the best way to put it. I'm good at throwing a pitch.
You can sell me that.
It's humbled me. Dude, I could sell you a pen,
Do it.
but yeah. Do you need to sign something? Do you need a pen? I
I
got
got a
one.
pen. I stay strapped.
Ah,
A
well, it
leader
needs to be
always
in
has a pen.
writing.
I got that too. I grade.
But yeah, but it's taught me just. It humbled me a lot from when I came in. I believed, I was something. And, I mean, it's showed me where I belong, where I'm at. Not where I belong. I believe I belong on the moon, but it's put me, it gave me better footing. Even now, like how you were saying about, you're the best caster. I don't believe I am. I always know I can do better than where I'm at because I don't believe in what I'm at now.
Oh
I
yeah.
believe I can push myself further. I look at like what Pro League is. I look at what AEL is. Shout out my boy Kylo. But I know I can make myself to that level. I just gotta keep going.
Well, see, you already got the right mindset. Is a lot of people. It's like even if you're whatever the best, you can still improve. The best at everything. There's always someone better, or that's going to be better by the time it ends. I mean, just look at history with anything. There's always been someone better, and it's like that's why it's like people they get like I said, if I call you the best and you just sit with that and leave, it's like you're just gonna decline.
Yeah. I'm trying to think like what I mean. Not to trust a lot of people. There are some people in this scene who are just out to take advantage of you.
Several.
It's been a hard one for me to catch because I don't want to say a trusting person, but like, well, let's take. I mean, I'm even going to use you for example here. I mean, I didn't know you 100%. When I first said, yeah, sure, I'll help you out. But I'm just too helping and too nice. But I have, firm belief in what we're doing here. That's why I signed on for it. So when I first came in, there were a lot of leagues that wanted to take advantage of that because I believed way too heavily in something I shouldn't. But catching on now, I'm reading people better. I'm seeing how they interact more, and it's like, okay, what we're doing here, like I'm even going to use right here as an example. I fully stand behind, fully believe in, and it just has. That's why I'm backing it as much as I can.
See like you said with me, what a lot of people don't see is like every single idea you can probably stand beside it. I come up with, I put the same amount of time, if not more, than the people I'm working with. A lot of people don't see
I was
that.
gonna say I've already seen two projects have to like not be scrapped, but like, oh, okay, we're gonna have to hang off on this one for now, like because we don't have the time because everything's already focused into where we're going.
Hmm. But that's why I said like, if I pitch somebody and say I need your help, it's like a lot of people I've noticed in the scene, they're like, well, whatever, and then they'll just let you do it.
What's
I
in
was
it
like,
for me?
yeah,
That's
it's
the
like
biggest one. Well, what am I gaining?
if I think it's good for the community, great, whatever. It's like I'm gonna put the time in that you're gonna put in, and it's like regardless if you match it or not, I'm still gonna do it because it's something I wanted to do. But yeah, okay, so they've learned some great, I feel like some good, we can call it business skills since being in the scene. Like you can't relate it to your actual life too.
I learned a cure for depression is just don't play Siege, because that was the other one. When I came into the scene, I don't want to say really depressed, but I was diagnosed, clinical depression. I had a lot of things going wrong in life at the time,
Yeah, don't play Siege.
and yeah, what honest to God, it helped me because it gave me something like I was focused on. I gotta be better. I'm horrible where I'm at. So I was hating myself for it, not just for Siege, but for just a bunch of things in life. And the first step back and let me reevaluate my choices up till now was quitting this game because it gave me some free time back in the afternoons to take more control over my own life.
There you go. And that's all we can ask for is that you actually take something from it, good or bad. And Siege,
And now I'm
Siege,
back in.
well, you're casting though, so it's a lot less stressful to be fair.
I don't know. It takes a lot of time, and then
Well,
this
dealing with people
random
is.
dude has me doing a bunch of editing for him.
Oh, it ain't a bunch. I give you everything. You just gotta put it together. Oh,
Yeah, putting it together takes time.
mute
I gotta
that.
plug my headphones in and everything because I gotta listen to music.
Mute that. Get out of here with that shit. I still do just as much. Okay. I do it
I'm
at
a
work
different.
too.
Don't worry.
Yeah, if I had to do it at home, I don't
Nah,
know.
dude, I'm sitting here like it working anymore. Just message like especially with the podcast ideas. I'm not gonna name drop anybody, but I've got a list of people. So I'm just constantly on my phone now at work, DMing them about the ideas, going through promoting like the Old Heads podcast to in BOGO League, and talking about it and just trying to drum hype up around it. So I've been at my phone a lot more than I should be.
Me too. But keep supporting. Keep supporting. We're doing this for y'all. Ain't got. Trust me, we get no benefit from this. I mean, it might build our name up a little bit, but it's still no benefit to people we're never gonna meet respectfully. No disrespect to y'all. Love you guys either way. I like the league. I run the league. At this point, I don't even want to do it half the time, but I still do it because y'all enjoy playing the game at that level.
There's got to be a bot that we can look into to run it though.
Hey, yeah, we're gonna get there one day. Anyways, let's get into a little, your personal opinion, hot take kind of scene. Okay, so we'll mix it up a little. Since you ain't really been a player in a while, it might be a different outlook for you. Rather somebody physically playing the game every day. That's why I still want to like ask this one because you've been a little. I've been trying to have to really kind of makeshift stuff because you're not an active player or was a big player. So that's why this one's a little different. But I still want to get your opinion on the scene in general. Like since you've came in and since to this day, what's changed? Like what's gotten better within the scene? What's gotten worse? And like whatever you want to
I mean,
include in that.
the community is, I don't know. It's hard. It's a weird way to describe it. How it is now. It's softer, but meaner than what it used to be. Back then, like we would all group up if we had to and go after someone for stuff they did. Like I'm not gonna name the names of the situation it was, but there were 30 of us in this channel going because of what this guy did to this girl. Then there was 30 more of us going after someone for what she did to someone else. Like
Clear?
it's the community used to band together a lot more. It was mean. Now they still do it,
Rookie, you out there?
but it's just over different things.
There's more
Like
clicky now. There's not any like real true
there's
standing
clicks
up.
that roll
Yeah,
together.
Even if he ain't dead, he's lost it.
I get that. But
Our
okay,
guns can't
so
cut through that.
what about the
Give
game
up.
itself? Since you've
Wait till
casted
you got
games,
one.
what's
Just
been
saying.
like? You seen any changes? Player like
You're
play
Um,
style, player wise, gunners.
yeah, it seems like now like one of the prerequisites to sitting in the lobby screen is to take a spoon, take the top of your head off, scoop your brain out, and then just become a brain dead fragger because supports they're trying to make it so they don't matter anymore. If you have 5 heavy gunners on your team, you don't need a support because a gunner will still gun out with a hard breach
All right,
tool.
we're dead. We're
So
pulling them out.
Well,
a lot of
You
that
hear
like
me?
positioning is starting to go away. A lot of the old strategies are going away. Like there's no more Google Docs sitting there with your team at night with Google Docs pulled up going over it. There's no more Excel spreadsheets of stats going around anymore.
Now we can.
so
There's no more like the old there was apps that you could actually build a strat in. It's now just, hey guys, we're gonna get on and play ranked for 45 minutes so we know each other.
Really digging all these
yeah,
stairs.
that's pretty much what it feels like.
Do you
But
ever
like,
get
so
tired of
in my
bitching and
honest
moaning?
opinion, like with
You
that,
ever get tired of busting my balls?
it's like I still feel that could come back. To me, I think the gunning got better is because the black like it's a generational thing, but I don't want to sound like a fucking old head. But like I just think that lack of thinking isn't like it's not there. Well, it's a lack of thinking. I don't, whatever I just said. But I just like I don't think people think to that level anymore. Like you said, so like another thing I was gonna ask is like, what do you think has changed? It caused these changes? Part of me, Ubisoft. I mean, I get the game.
Ornaments.
Yeah, I get the game's got to change, but I mean at the same time, there are so many counters to every op now. You don't need to have a brain. I was like,
Ubisoft are now also building the game around a rusher heavy meta. Like
yes,
they want this game to be constant action because look at even Pro League from back in the day compared to now. there were spots around maps named after players, like Shaiko spots. Oh, I'm gonna play Shaiko on top of Cafe. Those don't exist as much anymore because nobody sits still to get kills. They're either full W key or they're on the death screen staring at their drones.
Yep. But that's what I said. It's also like there's so many counters for everything now. Like I said, you don't have to have a brain. It's like now. Oh, and like the biggest thing I've disagreed with, like yes, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I still disagree with it to this day. Is being able to change your attack ops because it makes up for lazy stratting. So I can see what the defenders are going to bring and change accordingly when it's like
At my time was when Pick 6 existed. Do you know what Pick 6 is or no?
Isn't that where you could go in the weight menu and pick one or no?
When you're loaded in, only one person on your attacking team could swap attackers. That was the era in which I was in this game. I missed that because you're right. You had to have an attacking strategy. You couldn't just say, "Okay, everybody, let's play R4Cs and let's go rush in the building." You had to say, "Okay, we need a hard breacher just in case. We need a Twitch just in case. We need to build a strategy out and have these role dedicated players." And then, oh man, hey, they're not in basement anymore. Or, oh hey, they are in basement, so we don't need a Twitch because Cade wasn't played as much back then. So get off Twitch, bring a gun skill or bring something to try and clear this utility. But having that only 6 pick instead of being able to just say, oh, it's, mid floor on Cafe, we don't need hard breachers, and just the whole team strategy changes.
Well, and to go with that, it leaks into the defense side too. Because it's like, well, now they know who I got. Like, okay, so now it has that in general on top of like the tracker ops has made Cav a useless pick because you see Cav, you can immediately change off to Deimos or Jack. Well, Jack was the counter, but like Deimos, not Hibana, Dokkaebi. Damn.
Yeah, Lion, like you can immediately change to match her.
And it's like those were picks like you gotta hide just to get them now.
I believe though there should be, maybe I don't know if I want to say so much as a defender change, but they need to add something for the defense to even that out.
6 pick for defenders.
Because it's giving advantage to attackers. Now, yes, defenders have the advantage of the 6th man on their team known as time. They have, the building is theirs, full in their control. They don't have to take any ground. But let's say, I don't know, you look up and see there's a lion. The Cav's useless. She should be able to change, Like, if it's not an active utility being placed, like a Kaid Claw, a Bandit Charge, a Mute Charge, they should be able to maybe swap out, like get rid of a Vigil. Yeah. If they're not using their utility, Cav, if he throws both impacts, he can't change.
Yeah, Cav is obsolete now. Like, just point blank, period.
Most useless roamer in the game.
Yeah, and then, like I said, on defense, it creates that stipulation with the gunner mentality. Well, I don't need to wall walls. They're just going to rush anyway. Like, it's a whole trickle-down effect that people don't see unless you actually sit back. You got to be able to look at both sides. So it's like, it's a whole thing. Like, a lot
of it, too, though, comes from tournaments.
Yeah, that, too.
It's not like leagues were big because, strats were big in that time. Because leagues were big. You had your set starting 5. Or, rotational 5th man, 6th, whatever. But it's not like a tournament where every week you have a different guy. Now, yes, there are some tournament teams who stick together, like CC usually sticks together. But they've been sticking together since, way back in the day. But the tournaments ruin the whole 5-man mentality. Now, your team is, well, let me see. Oh, I'm going to use Jeff here as an example. I'm Jeff Sicko. I'm great at the game. I'm kind of famous. So I'm going to pull in 4 gunners with me, and we're gonna have a dominant team. That's the new mentality. It's not, hey man, I'm L1, I'm gonna build my 5 stack because we're all pretty decent and we're all gonna stick together. That's how leagues used to be. Now it's just, I've got some fame, because in the tournament aspect, I've got some fame, I'm gonna throw some gunners and we're gonna play.
But yeah, it sucks to see because really a lot of it is just. Everybody wants to be the gunner. There's really no passion. Support players don't get love. Like, I'm sorry, but like Bree Day.
Support players don't exist, not in the sense that they used to.
But like in Pro League, Bree Day is historically one of the best players of all time. Like, I'm just talking about pure clutches, pure his brain power, everything. Like IGLs, like even they're getting kind of obsolete now. They're just there to tell you what to do without
pretty much.
Yeah, There's no brain behind it. But
No. Like, take Pickles back in the day.
Banshees!
His IGL style with the original Void was him on entry because he knew what was going on. He could tell you the moment, like, he made entry to the building. Hey, you two go push the opposite side in bakery because they're not going to be holding it very well. I got 3 up on me. Like, he could make those calls. Now there's no need for IGLs like that because it's just not what the game is anymore.
But okay, I want to implement a hot take section. All right. So least favorite. Okay, no, favorite league
Favorite league?
as of right now.
Oh man, I mean, champions fell off from what last season was till this season. Major fall off.
Rest of us are okay.
Probably gonna have to be Scissors League because I mean it's got a lot going into it.
Not surprised.
As for favorite league that I'm not a part of, it's got to be AEL. I go in, I see them pop up on my Twitch, and I sit there and watch their content because Kylo has such amazing production going into it that I highly recommend watching those guys.
I have seen, but preferably stick to console, sir. That's what this is about.
All right, SSL then. I mean, that's where I got my start at. You know, Black Hole League. There's a lot of production going into it, but SSL is what gave me my start. It's what's got the big popular crown right now. So between Black Hole and SSL.
Is a pillar too. They'd be hard to take down. Just they've been here since 2017, 2018.
Yep.
That's a pillar of it. Okay, least favorite leagues.
Least favorite? Hold on, let me grab my Discord. Let me scroll down through.
Oh, that's how you know it's obsolete.
Yeah, I have tabs open, like, because you can put Discord servers into files.
Yeah, I got that. I got a whole league. I got a tournament.
Probably gonna have to be Snow League because it's dead.
The hell is Snow League?
Exactly.
Okay. Is there a little? What's an active going league? Let's not do dead leagues that nobody's heard of.
I believe Kyanite is kind of overrated.
Kind of.
I believe some of the Wild Boys leagues are just the same thing copied and pasted because they bought the same servers over and over.
Well, they only got Swiss now.
Oh, they only have Swiss now because they used to have like Dole and
Oh, they got
just
Swiss
the Wild Boys
Titan.
Rush.
Or yeah, Swiss and Rush is the same thing now. They combined and they're doing. I don't know. It's kind of.
Back then, they bought like 3 servers or 4 servers at the exact same time, all owned by roughly the same group of people, and just tried making a bunch of leagues out of it. It's like, dude, that's not gonna work. So yeah, I mean, they're low on my list because I don't play them. I don't cast them. I don't even look at them. So yeah, I play Kyanite, most overrated. I mean, I love the guys there. Chubb's a great dude that owns it. Jasmine did amazing when she owned it, but the league just doesn't have the following that a lot of people believe it does.
None. It's just got the numbers to start. That's about
I mean, because it used to be big. It used to be good. They just haven't done much with it. Illusion League. That one's no longer active. It was absolutely trash. FU Runner, that league sucked.
Hey, they're doing a 7 days league now.
Nah, it's gonna be trash too.
I just saw it. That was funny. Okay. Don't name your own. But what is your favorite org? Do not say double O because we know what you.
I mean, by favorite org, do you mean how it's ran or by the teams in it?
We'll do both.
Well, HMC used to be pretty decent back in the day. Me and Nuke got along pretty good. I knew Mal and all Corn, all them guys. But they've since shut down. Black Hole is ran pretty well. The owner's a bit of a douche sometimes, but he's not bad.
Wow. That's crazy.
So I'm not gonna glaze Black Hole here though. 7 Days has been pretty up and coming. I mean, I don't like their teams. I don't like some of the people on them. I don't believe Pam should be a good rep for a team. Like 7 Days, if you guys watch this, I'm making this a hot take. Come swing at me in DMs later to the both of you. But Pam is not a good rep. Runner is a horrible rep. So the fact that 7 Days is choosing to back both of them is hysterical to me and just shows that they don't know the scene. However, Cursed is a pretty good dude. They're expanding into other leagues. So 7 Days has some good people in it. But I'm not gonna glaze Black Hole just because it's you. I mean, I love Black Hole. Y'all are doing amazing. I'd pick you if it wasn't you in the interview right here.
Oh, how sweet. I didn't want to believe anyways. I don't think we're the best, but that's just me. I think there's definitely more to build. But okay, so teams
For like
who's
team
got your
wise,
favorite teams?
I mean,
I'll go first.
CC always has a place in my heart. I
Really
will
cool
love those
names.
guys till the day I'm done with comp, until the day they quit. They did so many amazing things for us. They're a great group. I can't really say much else because I mean everything that our two parties have been through with each other.
Yeah.
I still remember laying there one morning, getting a DM from Crypto. Hey man, what's up, bro? He goes, so I can't play right now. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, well, we've got a tourney, and then we have a finals tonight. He goes, I can't play. Like, dude, you gotta play. You're one of the starting 5 of CC. The starting 5 of CC doesn't lose. The 6th man on CC, when he comes in, it causes disturbance. So the starting 5 has to play. I sent this man $30 or $40 to go get himself a controller that same day because his controller broke. And it's one of those things that like sticks with me. Like I remember that. I love those dudes. They've done so much for me, like for helping grow our brand to what it is. CC will always have a place in my heart. Void, it's the same sort of situation. That they're just been deathly loyal. I don't deserve them. They've been nothing but amazing to me, and I'll do everything I can to try and repay that one day.
That's all we can do. Okay. So, what's your least favorite org?
My least favorite org?
Yep.
How do I answer this? Do I be funny? Do I be serious? Or do I give a hot take?
Answer it how you feel like answer. This is your
Well, Black Hole
interview.
sucks.
Okay, fuck you.
Not good.
I don't
End
care
the
about
interview. Goodbye.
monetization no more.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
that was a joke. That was my joke. Calm down. Don't up the switch on me.
Yeah,
That was
you're
a
done,
joke.
buddy. You're done. Your interview's not airing.
I know another way.
Um, honestly, the way Wild Boys came onto the scene, I hated them. Haven't been a fan since. We've had a lot of issues. They have some dominant teams though, so I respect the rivalry, but I want to take them down. Same with HMC. I'm glad we outlived them. Give you the hot take right there. They spawned from us. HMC was Homicide. They were a double O team, and then Nuke decided to go out on his own. So good for them. They made something. They died before we did.
No, no, they're doing Smash Bros now. Okay.
That's not a game. No, you have Smash Bros as your only game. Get out of here with that
Hey,
weak
hey,
applesauce stuff,
hey,
bro.
they're,
No
they're,
one
they're
cares.
making a
Ooh, we
killing
have
in
Smash Bros.
Smash
Up
Bros.
yours, dude.
It's the me
Um,
Mario type shit. Okay. No, that's not
We're gonna
Smash
get you
Bros.
out.
so, honest least favorite might be Wild
I'm
Boys, just
retarded.
because of their approach to everything is throw money at it. You want loyalty, throw money at it. You want to bring people in, throw money at it. There's no innovative designs. There's nothing cool going on. It's just, throw money at it. We'll fix it. Oh, a player like trying to leave, throw money. Oh, a team wanting to leave us to go to a rival, throw money at it. Like, it's not a good solution to me. I don't like it because it's not loyalty.
That
Um,
is true shit. But
Dutch, medkit.
7 days, mad respect to them, but F their teams. Can't stand them. I mean, their Fortnite team, I'm hoping they do amazing just because Cheribo's there. Love you, Cher. You're awesome. You helped me through a lot back in the old days of tech. But just they're two teams I can't stand. Like, don't get me wrong, Runner's not a bad dude. I used to play Destiny every day with Runner. I don't think he's a great rep. I don't respect Pamja at all as a player, as a rep, as any of that. So my hot take, F them as well. Let it burn.
Okay, there we go. All right, so let's get into maybe players. Just two more. Your favorite player and your least favorite. Well, okay, we'll say in the community. Your favorite person in the community and your least favorite person in the community, and why.
Well, Jeff was always great. Abolish has always been great.
Well, okay,
Mr. Pickles
for those who
was a
might
best
not
friend.
know, who's Jeff?
Jeff Sicko.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wasn't sure.
There's been a lot of heart to hearts with Jeff Sicko in DMs. Abolish, he's always been pretty decent to me. I love watching him play. We don't talk quite as much as we should. Same with Crypto. I love the dude to death. Some good heart to hearts with him, but I don't talk as much with him as I should. So, favorite person I talk to all the time would have to be HXAD,
This means we're
Mr.
screwed,
Ethan,
right?
Mr. Hate.
Oh, not that loser. That
Well,
Albertan Canadian
Not yet.
But he's a good friend of mine,
Yeah, he's cool.
so I don't want to classify him in with this.
I'll let him slide. He's cool.
Wait
He's
here.
cool.
We're gonna steal that.
Like I said, though, he's a friend of mine now.
Ready.
Like,
Now's our
honestly,
chance.
Trippin,
Mickey, you're with me.
love talking to Trippin. Great person. I mean, amazing personality. Same with Stingray. Great people, great personalities. People you can't hate. You just have to love because they're just good people at heart.
Well, let's see what you
There's a
remember,
solid,
Cooper.
solid soul in there.
Okay,
Bam,
okay.
said the lady.
Now let's
Swap it
get
out
into
next.
that. What person do you just not like when you see him? What person makes you just want to say something every time you see their name pop up? What person do you just not like in the community?
Well,
And I hope
his name.
they listen to this. Okay, here we go.
Well, first off, I don't know what his actual name is, but he comes up in Discord as No One. Can't stand him.
That dude's a bitch.
Hope he steps on a Lego. Hope a thumbtack goes up his butthole and turns sideways. But in reality, I mean, again, I have my differences with like runner on a team rep aspect. I don't like Pamja. He just annoys me every time he talks. Annoying. But as someone I just full on, I can't say I hate anyone. Maybe Alto, because me and him used to like beef around a lot. Just kind of fun. Pure Jaw or Hizzy, whatever you want to call him,
Ooh.
just annoys me with the arrogance that he brings, but I can't hate on him. He's got a reason to be arrogant, even if it is just because you've got the funding of Brian in your back pocket. Congratulations, you have a millionaire in your house. I don't. I work for what I own. My teams, I pay, me and Sorrow pay for out of our own pockets. We don't have daddy's money coming in. We don't have Mr. Brian to suck off for some cash when we need it.
Oh, we getting hot.
Okay, I'll grab
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we getting hot.
So,
Ooh.
the arrogance he brings, I want to say probably, Hizzy is up there on that list, but him and Alto are both, the arrogance, nah.
I've only had one dealing with Alto, I think.
He's not a bad guy, don't get me wrong. I've had some good messages with him. So I'm hoping to interview him before this one gets released, so this, he doesn't have this chip on his shoulder.
I hope he sees it before you interview him.
Screw that, I'm trying to record with him this weekend.
Oh, okay, okay.
So, but yeah, he's just one I've always chipped on his shoulder. There's a couple people, like the Zoopal kid, absolutely went off on
I'm
him.
starting to think you're just a hater.
He came in here, if I ever seen him again in chat, I'd ban him. Like, with anything I have power in, he's gone. Nexus, when their mother was having some issues going on and unfortunately passed, Zoopal was one of the people that went in and started making fun of them. And making fun of them for who they choose to be. Nexus has their personality quirks, and Zoopal just laid into them. So I went off on him because Nex has been a great friend of mine for many years. I mean, that was, they were there whenever I first got into the comp scene. So I just laid into Zoopal, and he's the one. Remember when I said we had like 30 people on one dude? He was one of them. I ever see that kid around again, I would pummel him.
Okay. Oh, we got some hate in the chat. Okay.
Only person in this community well, he's not even in the community anymore. He got ran out of the community because of some of the derogatory things he was saying. Not even about who Nex is, because Nex's lifestyle is alternative to what a lot of people believe in, but because of how they were regarding Nex's mother in that situation, oh yeah, they got ran out and fried.
So there we go. I guess they kind of answered. I was gonna ask if any of these beefs have made it to the personal level. I guess kind of answered that right there. So we'll say yes. We'll say yes. Some of those have made it outside of the game itself. We won't get into that situation. Time is behind
Beefs
us.
outside of game. I punched my best friend because I hate him.
Yeah. So as you run an org and help run the org, have you ever dropped a team for just a petty reason?
I honestly can't say we've dropped teams. We've had teams leave. We've had teams as soon as we get on their case about them being bad leaving, but we've never dropped anyone. I think the most sheer petty thing I've done was stepped in between a team and another owner to just get them to knock it off, and then proceed to lay into the team and the owner for multiple reasons. But I've never dropped anyone out of pettiness.
What a guy. What a guy.
I mean, I've chewed people out because I'm petty, but
Well, I mean, haven't we all? Okay, so
yeah.
let's get into do you have any instance of like somebody just, well, I guess you kind of answered the rage shit, but I was gonna say like anything like funny rage moments you've caused or seen within your time in the community, like stand
There's
out.
a great clip on our TikTok. I'll have to find the link for it and maybe put it in this video. Um, you can hear the panic in One Shot's voice. Mind you, the best way to put it is this man was a magnet for C4s. Like, as soon as you hear that noise, you're gonna see his name dead in like 3 seconds. Just how he was. Well,
I'll head through on foot. See if
the
I can
biggest
find a
crash out,
workaround
he
inside the
died
tunnel.
like 3 rounds straight or something like that to C4s. The clip, it's on Clubhouse, standing on the hot tub balcony, and all you hear is the and then not again, boom, and then his kills right there. That's probably like one of the best, you know, hilarious moments, crash out moments.
Okay. C4 bag. Okay. Um. So with all that being said, it seems like you got a lot of love and hate in the community. So if you could, you don't even have to include yourself as a player. If you could build your dream team, I don't care if it's skill based. I don't care what. Just a team of 5 that you would want to play and pick and choose that would just get together. They don't even have to get together. Just 5 people you want to see on a team. Who are the 5?
Myself, Sorrow, Vizker, One Shot, and then a rotational 5th. Bring back the old Uda days.
Okay. Yeah, screw that. I ain't talked to him in a minute. Cool dude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Uda was like the team that I when I started back into like this community, it was my first team in the second community.
Hey, that's
So
dope
Uda
right
holds
there.
a spot.
That's dope. So as we come to the end of the interview, is there any shout outs that you want to give to anybody?
Shout out my mom, thanks for giving birth.
Hey,
Shout out the OldHeads podcast, thanks for inviting me.
W guys, those two are cool except one of them.
Shout out Mr. Pickles for giving me the confidence to be a caster at times.
Mr. Pickles is the only reason you got an interview today.
Well, of course, because he had to bail.
Yeah, Baylor.
But shout outs, there's like, I mean, the only thing I can think to say here is just shout out the whole community for helping me be where I'm at, bringing me out of my social anxiety bubble, helping me have a voice. Thanks.
Hey, WC's community. That's what's up. He also was a Halo player, but that's for another day. Anyway.
Oh, I won a lot in Halo.
Oh yeah, we know. So you got any like final messages for people who might be up and coming? Not necessarily players, just to the scene in general. Any advice, messages to give them?
I don't want to sound cheesy, just believe in yourself, yada yada.
All right, cheesy.
But no, honestly, to the people who like are coming up in this community, you're gonna get haters. I'll put it in the words Ice Cubes. They bought the CDs already. Let them burn it. They're if they're coming out to hate you, it means they sat there and watched you to hate you. They're sitting there giving you the eyes.
Hey, they still watch them bitches.
Exactly. I was getting after one of my earlier streams, hateful comments about it of how I need to stop. I'll turn the face cams off. Stop streaming. You're not great at casting. The only thing I think to say to that is thank you, sir, for the 25 cents I got from you sitting there in my stream for the 6 hours that you watched.
Let's go. You're welcome. I'll do it any day of the week again. Anyways, so like you said, I agree. It's cheesy, but ignore the hate. I mean, we all get it, but there's no sense.
Don't ignore the hate. Embrace it.
Well, whatever you want to say.
You're doing what they can't do. Why do you think they're sitting there watching you do it?
But some people can't embrace it. The people who embrace it, you usually don't have to tell to embrace it. Okay. I love a hater. I love to talk to them.
Again, if they're hating, it means they bought it.
Yeah, I just like to talk to them because I was like, I want to know why you hate me. It intrigues me. But anyways, let's not get off topic again. So just for the viewers, in case they already know, but I'm sure most of the people watching this already know, where can they follow you at?
Well, I got a TikTok. It's like Caster4.
Cheesy.
YouTube for the Caster. Twitch
Cheesy.
Caster4.
Cheesy.
I'm just everywhere.
Get this guy out of here. Alright, we're cutting this. We're cutting this.
What?
They probably already follow you anyway. It'll be
They
alright.
all do. Everybody follows me. I'm
Oh, fuck.
simply part of being the greatest.
Oh, what happened to the humbleness? Okay, wasn't you just humble 10 minutes ago?
I am Mr. Humble.
Oh, no, not no more. I'm the greatest. Shut this.
Hey, you're the one who said it. But seriously,
I said caster.
this is coming out to our community, so like they're all gonna, hopefully know where I'm at. I hope to see a lot of them back, sticking around, maybe stopping in for more streams once in a while. But just don't worry about being a star. Worry about doing good work, and that's all that will come to you.
Hey, wise words. And with that, we conclude episode number 4 with 4. Like I said, a little different take this time, being as he's been a caster and been casting a lot longer. We'd love to take any advice for any
Keep her
people who might
steady,
have more
Mickey.
they want to know.
You doing okay?
Personally, I didn't really
Just
know a
glad we
whole lot
didn't
to
go with
ask
the first plan.
as a caster that
Look at those
might
tunnels.
interest everybody.
Ones that aren't flooded are probably.
Still has
I should have asked as a player. I'm still a player, man.
Oh,
I
okay,
wouldn't go down there even if you
yeah,
ordered
sure.
me to.
What are you, Flaxy
Come
status
on.
now? 1 in
Look
11
at
in
the
every
more
game you
portable than
touch.
that carrier.
My
No.
orders.
But I mean, like, even though for
Two
like
and 10.
people who can't remember, we're not
Mickey,
gonna
turn
name
around.
Ethan's
Find
name,
a
but
safe place to
anyways,
set
people
us
who
down.
can't remember and like casters, it'd be cool to see what they want to know from that. I guess if they did
Now I
give
know where to
feedback,
find her.
like what would they be more interested in knowing about a caster or just a person opinion that doesn't remember Ethan? And
Ethan.
yeah. So we'll take anything,
Nah,
but we're glad that you guys are here supporting the idea and the dream. Until next
just a
time.
reflection of the community, guys.
Just a reflection. Y'all are great. Till next time.
Toodles.
Toodles is sticking.